The leech is attached. The patient feels light discomfort. The sensation will go away in a few minutes. Moscow, 2008. Moscow hospitals conducted research. 300 patients that suffer from stroke divided into two groups. First group has been treated with conventional methods. Second group received leech therapy. After 1 month of treatment, scientists announced results. Results amazed everyone. I was with one foot in a grave, Marina Krolikov, participant. In the process of treatment, I felt I'm on my way to recovery, and I forgot that I was sick. Hirudotheapy is a therapy with medical leeches. It is one of the fast progressing methods of the modern medicine. Its popularity is fast growing. Scientists proved its healing effect. Biological syringe. Ancient people used leeches for healing purposes 5,000 years ago. In the Middle Age, bloodletting was a popular method of healing for almost every condition. Surgeons paid to peasants to catch leeches in wild. Popularity of leeches in Europe brought to its almost extinction. Isolda Baskova, MD, Professor of Biological Science. Leeches face the threat of its full extinction. In many countries, these species are under protection of ESA. Viktor Cherevko, MD, Cardiology. In 80s and 90s, hirudotheapy was not taken seriously. Discovery of complicated compounds of the leech salivary secretion made us change our opinion about leeches, and we start treating this species like national treasure. Anti-thrombosis effect. Scientists discovered very unique property secretion of leech. Leech produces enzymes that slow down blood clotting. Hypercoagulation disorder. It's mean clotting of the blood. It is foundation for many health issues. One of them is stroke. Blood thickens and blood vessels walls constrict. Chain of chemical reactions follow right after. This disorder can trigger process of blood clotting in vascular system, sometimes creating a condition known as thrombosis, which may cause vascular obstruction. Artery can be completely blocked. That may cause a stroke. How does leech works? Leech needs blood flow for its feeding purposes free of clots. Leech produces anticoagulants and other enzymes. These salivary substances destroy protein fibrin that bonds thrombin. This is a great blood thinner and prevent developing new blood clots. Leech is used in animals or humans for its feeding purposes. Leech wants to save its prey to use in the future, to feed again and not to kill it. In the process of evolution, leech developed capabilities to take care of its prey. Destabilizer lysine is enzyme produced by leech that prevent blood clotting. It was discovered by Russian biologists from Moscow University. Leech's antithrombosis enzyme has completely new to us mechanism of action. It's completely different mechanism of action compared to any known thrombotic medication. Research shows that this enzyme destroys even old clots in the blood. New generation of medication will be created based on this enzyme. But blood clots dissolve very slowly after leech bite, up to 60 hours. Other medication work faster but have a risk of rethrombosis. Side effect of those medications that thrombosis can build back up again. We can say that leeches are the main treatment against the cause of heart attack, stroke, or other health condition. but as a secondary treatment, leech therapy are great. Leech has been used to prevent and reduce inflammation after surgeries and stimulate venous flow to the damaged areas. This method is very successful in microsurgery. Ophthalmologists perform very complicated surgeries and using leeches right after the procedure. Hirudotheapy helped to reduce inner eye pressure, reducing swollenness, hematomas, and heal damaged tissues. Moscow Ophthalmology Clinic. Patients checked in with complicated cases of damaged side organs. Doctors are using leeches for fast and quick relief of symptoms. Vera Bondarova, MD, head of ophthalmology in urgent care. Sometimes it is only one available method that we can use for particular type of patients. For example, we can prescribe antibiotics and steroids to pregnant women. Anti-inflammatory effect. Leeches have been used by hospitals for 200 years. This method been used even in Soviet time, when Western medicine considered Hirudotheapy as a quackery. These patients suffer from eye inflammation that called uveitis. We are using leeches as anti-inflammatory agent and as a part of comprehensive care. Doctor is placing leech 2 cm from the inflamed eye. Even after first session, patient will feel pain relief that associated with the eye inflammation and lower inner eye pressure. This method gives us very good results without any side effects. This is why we're using it when we can. Doctors noticed that leeches have anti-inflammatory effect long time ago, but couldn't scientifically explain this. We used to think that leeches take bad blood from us, but main therapeutic effect is enzyme produced by leech. Salivary substances of the leech is a very complicated mixture of bioactive peptides, proteins. Scientists discovered 150 proteins and few hundred other on the low molecular level compounds. Only after decoding leech genome will be possible fully to understand those compounds. Decoding genome of leech will allow us to understand chemical substances. It will be a big leap forward in understanding how leech glands capable to produce such complicated pharmaceutical bioactive mixture. Russian biologists were first to prove that salivary glands produce substances that kills viruses, bacteria, and can act as a new generation of antibiotics. Bacteriostatic effect. Saliva of leech is extracted manually. Each leech produces 15 microliters of saliva each month. It is only 1/10 of the teaspoon. Scientists are stimulating salivary glands. We are using special substances placed in a frontier mouthpiece to stimulate production of saliva. Salivary secretion starts in a few minutes right after that. This is saliva collected from 2 animals, and this is from 3. Microbiologists fill up petri dishes with microflora, then cultured with a different type of microbes. Tatiana Yurina, Biology and Microbiology Science, MD. Leech's saliva consists of many different chemical compounds. Many of them have healing therapeutic effect. We are looking for a spectrum range reaction when we study of new generation antibiotics. We are observing reaction of or influence of new antibiotics on a different type of organisms. It helps us to identify how strong particular antibiotic is. Equal amount of leech saliva placed into holes of petri dishes exposed to different viruses and bacteria. Scientists are observing process of diffusion, how one environment. The agent that kills bacteria is called bactericide. On the other hand, the agent which is an inhibit growth or reproduction of bacteria, but not necessarily kills the bacteria, called bacterostat. Scientists find out that leech saliva kills most of it. Live syringe. Leech chooses bioactive points of the body to bite. Alexander Kreuter, MD. This equipment that makes infrared images from any object. Temperature of human skin varies. It depends on if we have some kind of inflammation process or not. This is the reason why we're using thermal imaging. Infrared equipment created images of the heat level on different parts of the body. Sensitive lenses of equipment can detect hot zones. Yellow color shows the warmer zones. Those zones are little off for normal level of temperature. It indicates inflammation process. Green and blue colors consider the cold zones. It shows there is not enough blood flow. Patient complain on the pain in the stomach. Equipment shows 34 Celsius. This is 1 Celsius is over the normal temperature. It indicates inflammation process. Blood tests will show picture before and after Hirudotheapy. First session starts with application of leeches on the left rib cage. This is liver zone. Leech latches on with a frontier suction mouthpiece. 3 jaws are hiding behind the lips. Each jaw equipped with lots of little chitin teeth, total of 270. Muscles move jaw like a blade of saw that cuts through the skin. Salivary glands start secreting and releasing saliva through channels between the teeth. These enzymes thins the blood. Leech attaches to the body with frontier posterior suction ends. Leech uses posterior suction to secure itself. Front for feeding purposes. Animal secretes painkiller enzyme, analgesic. That is why leech's bite can be compared with bite of mosquito. It's not painful. One of the leeches will go free to explore. We let animal choose its own place for attachment. Here's a third leech that will place in the rest with the rest of them on the liver side and will let it go free. Leech chooses area of stomach, area of complaint of our patient. That proves that leech feels bioactive point of the body that have some problems. Leech attached to the hot spot of the body where we see increase of the temperature. Blood test is taken right after the treatment. Patient level of oxygen has been increased 15%. Level of carbon dioxide being reduced accordingly. Blood supply to organs and tissues being increased even after one treatment. After sessions of Hirudotheapy, we see improvement in the blood test, biochemistry, blood composition, and gas blood composition. Only one type of leeches used for medical purposes. It is a medical leech. There are 650 types of leeches. Wild leech is not recommended to use. Russia is a leading in breeding leeches in laboratory environment, Hirudomedicinalis. Only this type of leeches is safe to use for medical purposes and have healing effect. Елена Titova, manager of Biofarm. Our Biofarm is oldest and has biggest production of leeches in the world. We are producing 3 million leeches a year. This is Biofarm that grow and breeds medical leeches. Leech molt every 2-3 days. Leech's epidermis has special membrane that protected body of the animal. This membrane is constantly growing and replacing old one. Byproduct of this process and digestion make water dark. Water in the jars have to be changed twice a week. This is a station for cleaning the jars. This is a special treated water. We don't use tap water. Water goes through quality control. Water has to be treated, clean, and to be right temperature. After cleaning, large leeches will be selected for breeding. Let's take a look at this jar. These leeches were hatched at the same time from the same batch, going through the same feeding process. But they all go through different development. Some of them grow faster and some slower. We can see smaller and bigger leeches in the same jar. This room is for fertilization and breeding. Wild-caught leeches will be mixed with laboratory leech to breed. It is necessary to have a new strong generation. Adult leeches are ready for breeding. This process takes almost a month. Fertilized leeches can be spotted by ring around the front part of the body. We can detect it with unprofessional eye. We can see yellow ring. Those leeches will be kept in a dark room in special mud. Here, leeches will create delicate cocoon where they lay eggs. Every leech lays 3 to 5 cocoons. Each cocoon has 10-15 babies. Cocoon look like an egg and has a spongy texture. Cocoon become transparent when babies are ready to hatch. We can see through on the light. Each cocoon has 2 poles, exits, that will be used when babies are ready to get out. But in a while, there is no helpers like kind Svetlana who will open cocoon and help them to get out. Here's a baby just came out on the tip of my finger. Hatch babies look like little strands of yarn. Scientists call them nichatka. They will be fed at least 4 times before they reach adult stage. Leeches can consume blood 5 times of their weight. After that, leech doesn't eat for a long time. Stomach has a 10 pair of chambers to keep blood for future digestion. Stomach takes 2/3 of length of the leech body and can hold up to 15 milliliters of blood. This is a few times more than its body weight. Body produces special chemical to slow down digestion of blood. Leech will be full for many months. During feeding, leech gorge and gets bigger in the front of our eyes. Next feeding will be only in the 6 months. Leeches must be hungry and thin before they'll go for sale. We are selling hungry leeches to our clients. Let's check quality of our leeches. Main indicator of quality is hungry leech. We are looking for how fast leech wants to attach itself to eat. Part of the batch will stay longer in biofarm to grow a little more. Other part that went through the quality control will go to many pharmacies, hospitals and clinics. Leeches are also used in cosmetology and pharmaceutics. Svetlana Krukova, manager of cosmetic lab. Any cosmetic firm can offer you extract of herbs and plants. Nobody will offer you extract from leech. It is proven that it is a great moisturizer for skin that has antibacterial and anti-inflammatory effect. Lab technician is handling dry powder from leech, PV. This is powder from dry and ground leech. I'm mixing powdered substances with distilled water. Mixing well to make sure that every little particle is soaked in water. This is extraction process. Solvent will help to create a new substance from the dry powder form. Distilled water acts as a solvent in this case. Next step is placing substance in a shaker for better extraction for 20 minutes.
На центрифуге происходит усиленный отжим смеси, чтобы отделить твердые частички.
We continue shake for better extraction. This intense extraction allowed to separate hard particles. Process of extraction is over. Most part of hard particles settle on the bottom. Filtration will clear extract. Process of extraction is over, and now we have pure concentrate. It is full of bioactive substances and will be incorporated in a cosmetic production. Nothing else in nature is equivalent to bioactive substances of leech. It will take high level of concentration of leech extract to create medicine that has full healing effect. Bioengineering is an alternative way to create this kind of medicine. But till this day, scientists can't offer anything that can imitate to be equivalent to the leech bioactive secretion. We cannot create medication based on the collection of saliva because of salivary properties are very unstable, mobile. We cannot freeze it, we cannot heat it, and we cannot make salivary secretion in the form of powder to manufacture drug in the form of pills. Only live leech work like biological vaccine, giving us bioactive enzymes that help to reduce inflammation, to restore tissue and deliver oxygen to damaged areas. It is only tip of the iceberg that scientists know about medical leech.